Okay, guys, welcome back to another amazing stream this morning. If this is your first time on this particular channel, I'm Isaac from Sinai Farms, and in this farm, I raise local chickens. And as usual, I'm in one of the houses currently, and in this particular stream, I will share with you how you can start your local chicken farm from scratch with only $500. $500 is a big amount of money. To some people, it will be very difficult for them to get, but averagely, I think if you have the zeal or the passion to venture into raising chickens, especially the local chickens, then you can afford $500. Or if you have the passion and yet you don't have the capital, then you can begin to work towards the $500. Now, $500 currently it will be around 6,000 Ghana cedis, or 6,000 or 5,800, 6,000 Ghana cedis. If you are in Nigeria, it will be around 1 million naira, around 900,000 or 900k to 1 million naira. So that is the amount you need to start your local chicken farm from scratch. Now, this is not just a 5 chicken farm, okay? This is a complete business that you start. So the $500 will take care of all what I'm going to share with you. But if you don't want to venture into raising local chickens, you want to raise layers, you want to raise broilers, then you may need something higher than that, or you may need something like thrice that amount or twice that amount, okay? But this one is purely for local chickens, okay? But before we dive into this particular video, if you just joined the stream, make sure to leave your name where you are joining from in the stream and remain in the stream. Guys, let's share the stream with others. The goal of this particular channel is to educate people about how we can raise our own indigenous birds, how we can raise our local chickens, okay? Now, I started this chicken farm just to give you some tip about how I've started and the challenges I've encountered, the problems, so that you can have a broader idea about chicken farming. Now, I started this particular project 2024, January, and I've encountered a lot of obstacles. The 3 most common obstacles I've faced is the feed cost, the increase in the feed cost, drastic increase in the feed cost. The disease outbreak is another major problem that I've faced. And then the third one is just something meager, okay? The third one is how to actually identify the problem that is wrong with the birds, okay? So these are the 3 major obstacles that I've faced whenever in this local chicken industry. And the benefits that I've seen in the local chicken farm, one is raising local chickens as a business is actually something anybody can do. Everybody can do it. And then it is easy to multiply your birds, okay? It is easy to multiply your birds. It doesn't matter the number of birds you are starting with. In no time, 6 months, 8 months, you can easily transform your farm. So it's easy to multiply local chickens easily. It's one of the advantages that I've gotten from these particular birds. Now, whenever it comes to the marketing side, the local chickens is performing well in our markets. If you want to sell the local chickens, there is a ready market for them. If you want to sell their eggs, there is a market for it. So it's actually easy to sell their products, okay? It's something good that I've encountered raising these particular birds, okay? So guys, if you are contemplating or you are in a total dilemma about the kind of birds you want to start with, then I would recommend you start with the local chickens, our indigenous birds, okay? It won't be just a smooth road for you, but you learn a lot whenever it comes to chickens. You learn a lot about how chicken behave. If you have the grounding and then you have the foundation, you have the fair knowledge about the behavior of chickens, Then you can diversify your portfolio. You can add layers, you can add broilers, anything you want to do. But the goal is to make sure we understand that our local chickens are the best breed of chicken to raise. That is the fact. They are the best breed of chickens to raise. Okay. So that is a small background check, or that is my story, where I've started and where I am currently. So it has been a year and a half now as I'm into this particular business venture and business space. So all whatever I'll be sharing with you here are all facts. Okay, there is no BS in whatever I'm going to share with you. There is no fallacy in whatever I'm going to share with you. They are all pure fact. Okay, so guys, if you join the stream, make sure to leave your name in a live chat, where you are joining from. Do you have a farm? Just leave it in a live chat. And then if you have any question, any peculiar question today, I think we will discuss a lot. So if you have any peculiar question regarding local chickens, leave it in the live chat. I'm going to answer you. Okay. And also don't forget to join the live group. That is our Telegram group. It's always open to anybody. You join, we share ideas. If you have any problem in your farm, you leave it there. You have a lot of people. Currently, we are about 25 or 22 in the group. We have a lot of people with diverse experience in raising chickens. They will assist you. Okay. So, guys, without wasting any much of your time, let's dive into today's discussion: how you can start your local chicken farm from scratch with $500. I break it down for you in cities and naira. Now, whenever it comes to raising chickens or any business, the first thing you need is your startup. Okay, when I say startup, it means your properties that you must have before starting the business. So the property that you must have whenever it comes to the chickens or raising chickens is a space where you'll be housing the birds. Okay, the space where you'll be housing the bird, very, very important. Now, I have started from scratch with just some few number of chicks, but as at that time, I did not start with any housing. I just started a building, a very good building that I've put up, which is not completed. So I just bought the beds, and then I'm keeping the beds inside that house. That is where I am currently. Okay, it's just an open house, which is complete house. Okay, it's complete, but it's not roofed. So I just keep the beds there. Okay, hi, how are you, Ramadan? Now, the challenge that I've faced is whenever it's raining, it's a problem. Okay, so I make sure I made a small place for them inside the house. So whenever it's raining, they will have to go there, and then they will be safe. Whenever it's shining, the sun is scorching, they will go there to rest. Okay, the space is big enough for them to roam. I did it because I want the birds to be roaming. But that is the challenge. Whenever it's raining, whenever it's shining, or the sun is scorching, you have to make provisions for it. So the first thing is a structure or a place where you'll be housing the bird, which is very, very important. If you want to start a local chicken farm as a business, you need the space, you need the structure. Okay, now people complain that they don't have space, they don't have land, so where are they going to put up the structure? Guys, you can make a cage for the birds. Okay, you can make a cage where you'll be keeping the birds. If you have any space in your house, like let's say 15 by 10 feet space in your house, you can use it. Okay, you only need to understand that you need a structure. Now, the breakdown is you are going to spend $250 to $300 on the structure, because the cost of building materials is very high currently. So out of the $500, you just make provisions for $300 to be going into making the structure. Okay, workmanship, everything is in the $300. Your space should be at least 15 by 10 feet or 20 by 12 feet. That should be your space. And then I think $300 will take care of that particular space. Okay, you need roofing sheet, you need wood, you need wire mesh, you need cement and wood shaving for the structure. Okay, so the rest of the 200 cities, that is your startup capital. Okay, that is what you are going to use to invest, right? So if you don't have the capital now to start, or you have some money to start the local chicken farm, but you don't have the structure, guys, the fact is that you can buy 2, 3, 4 birds and then be raising at your own disposal as a hobby, but you can't raise them as a business, because whenever you begin to raise the birds as a business, it's a complete shift of system. Okay, it's a complete thing you are going to do, because our areas, a lot of people, they can steal your bird. We have these wild dogs and these snakes all over, so you don't want to lose your birds to any of these things. That is why you need the structure. So it's very important. So if you have some small money that you like to spend, then first consider the structure. If you don't have any big space in your area or in your house, then consider making a cage. It's just a simple cage. You can go and check my old videos, how I've made my cage. Okay, we just made a cage for the birds. It can be top and down, or it can be just one long cage, like 4 by 6 feet or 4 by 5 feet tall cage. That's all. 4 feet wide and then 5 feet high. Simple. Okay, so how are you going to invest the rest of the $200 now, as you've sought out your structure? Now the $200, you are going to incur expenditures whenever it comes to the chickens. The most common expenditure you are going to incur is the feed, and then the rest is the medication, right? Now the feed and then the medication, we are going to use $100 for the feed and then the medication, right? You have to make provisions for your expenditures whenever you want to venture into raising local chickens or any breed at all. So how are you going to use the $100 for the expenditure? Now $100 can get you at least 3 bags of feed, 50 kgs. If you are in Nigeria, it can get you at least 6 bags of 25 kgs of feed, or 7. If you're in Ghana, you can get at least 3 bags of feed from $100. Now, how are you going to do it? You are going to get 2 bags of layer mash. 2 bags of layer mash. Okay, for the birds you'll be starting with. Then you are going to get a bag of chick mash or starter feed. Clear? Guys, all what I'm sharing with you here, they are raw facts. How I'm able to manage my farm till this point, even during the times of outbreak where I lost about 90% of my birds. So all what I'm sharing with you here in the stream, they are all raw facts, figures. So you have to take notes. The $100, you are going to get 3 bags of feed from it. 2 bags should be layer mash, and then 1 bag should be chick mash, chick starter or starter feed. Now, most people think our local chickens, they don't need this commercial feed, or they don't need this quality feed for them to perform. Guys, it's a complete fallacy. If you want to get the kind of results I'm getting here in this farm, you need to spend money, or you need to understand that the kind of feed you are going to give to your birds will influence their growth and then their performance in terms of egg laying. So you cannot play with their feed. Guys, don't just play with their feed. I don't play with their feed. Okay, that is why you can see the result I'm getting. If you see the hens that I have currently in this house, I sold, one of my brothers came and then I sold the birds to him. And then it's just unfortunate that he said some of the chicks has died due to, it's a new castle, yes. But those things are bound to happen. But if I show you the week 12 birds that I have here, you'll be amazed about their growth. So you cannot play with this system. Now, if you start from scratch, you don't have the requisite skills of making your own feed. So you need to be getting the commercial feed. If you get the commercial feed, you see how the feed is being prepared. They've listed everything. Okay, so with that, you'll be learning, and then you'll be mixing your own feed, small, in small quantities like 5 kg, 10 kgs. You begin to practice until you become conversant. Okay, but from the start, make sure you are investing into quality feed for the birds. Okay, if you are in Ghana, I recommend you go in for the Kujis feed, one of the best, or if not the best, one of the best. And then the second one that I will recommend is the Sankofa. We have Kujis and Sankofa. So I use those two. But Kujis to me is more quality than the Sankofa. Okay, especially their chick mash. So if you are getting the chick mash, I will completely recommend Sankofa 100. I will recommend Kujis 100%. Their chick mash, go in for Kujis 100%. Okay, because I've tested everything. So guys, whatever I'm sharing with you comes from experience. I don't want you to replicate the same mistakes or errors. Okay, so you go in for the Kujis chick mash, then you go in for 2-layer mash out of the $100. Okay, guys, if you join the stream, make sure to share, like, comment. Make sure the stream is active so that a lot of people can join and learn. Okay, share the stream for others to join. Share the stream in your Telegram groups. Share the stream in your WhatsApp groups. Share the stream. Just do something to support the stream. Okay, now, so that is how we are investing. And then, guys, you need to get out of the $100, if you get the 3 bags of feed with the rest of the balance you may be having at your disposal, you will use it to get at least an inorganic antibiotic for the birds. It can be thiotoxin, which I like best. Just get an antibacterial drug for the birds. It's inorganic, but get it. I know what I'm talking about. So get one for them. Okay? In case of any emergency, you already have it at your disposal for first aid. So get it. Now the rest, you may have some coins left. You get ginger, garlic for the birds. They are the organic ones for preventive measures. Okay, so guys, that is the $100. The second part of the $500. We are left with $100 out of the 500. Okay, now this $100 is what we are going to use to get the birds. Okay, now you have to go out there, go to your community and sort for birds. Please get this thing clear. Don't go to the market space to buy your chickens. Don't do it. Go into your community, your neighboring community, your surrounding. Just move around. We have people that are raising the birds. Even though you may get variation in their age, don't worry. Okay, make sure you are getting the birds from the homes, not from the market space. Don't do that mistake. You hear? Okay. Now, what you do is If you go around, you are getting hens that are at the point of laying. They are yet to begin to lay, or they've started laying. That is their first cycle in the laying process. If you see them, you know. Okay, if you see them, you know. I just want to show you some of them. I'm talking too much, so let me show you some of them. So these hens, I just want to sorry. So these hens, they are hens that are at the point of laying. These are my 12 weeks. They are now in their 12 weeks. So these hens are now in their 12th week. This one is in its 10th week. You can see how developed they are. So these are the hens that are at the point of lay. Check them. So these are them. This is how they look like. You can see them. This is how they look like. Birds that are at the point of lay. They have about 2, 3, 4 weeks to start to lay. This is how they look like. Okay, so that is how they will look like. Birds that are at the point of lay. Okay, that rooster you've seen, I just brought it to the house this morning. That is their big brother. They are 5. I hope you could remember them. I sold all of them. I told you I'm selling them. So if you're interested in getting roosters, come and get it. Someone came for it, so I sold all of them. I kept that one for my own testing purposes. Okay, so those are the birds you are going to get. Hens that are at the point of lay. You get them at least, let's say 80 Ghana cedis, 100 Ghana cedis, 70 Ghana cedis, depending on their size. And then I will recommend you get birds that are at of medium size. They should be at medium size. Okay, don't get tiny, small. No. Get medium and large hens. Okay, if I say large hens, I feel like moving to the parent stock where you can see the difference in the sizes, but I'll do that in a recorded tape for you. Okay, so get those birds that are at the point of laying. Right now, if you get the birds that are at the point of laying, you are getting 10 with a rooster. Okay, 10 with a rooster out of the $100. You get it. Even the $100 can get you at least 12 or 13 hens with a rooster. Okay, that is your startup. That is what you are going to start with. Okay, from those 10 or 12 hens and then a rooster, the rooster will be mating the hens and then you'll be getting fertilized eggs. If you pick the eggs, if they begin to lay and then you begin to pick eggs, you are going to be sorting the eggs. Guys, don't incubate small eggs. Okay, you sort the eggs, sort the large ones, sort the small ones, sell the small ones, and keep the large ones for incubating. That's all. If you don't have incubator to incubate the eggs, check my videos. You can make your own homemade or manual incubator to use to hatch the eggs. That's all. Okay, so from the number of hens you are getting, those 10 or 12, with one rooster mating them, and then you'll be getting fertilized egg. Within 3 months, guys, within 3 months, you'll be able to get at least 75 chicks if the birds begin to lay. Because within a month, a week, you'll be able to get at least a minimum of 35 eggs. And then if you begin to incubate the eggs, with your experience, you may be getting at least 15 to 20, 25 chicks per cycle. So within the elapse of 3 months, which is 12 weeks, you'll be able to get at least 75 chicks if you start the process. Okay, and those 75 chicks, if they are 10 let's say 6 months or 5 months, they'll begin to lay at 5 months. And if they begin to lay at 5 months, let's say out of the 75, 35 are hens or 40 are hens, it will amaze you. Guys, this is just a probability, okay? They are not raw fact. This one is a probability. So what I just want you to understand is, with the $500 you have, that is the breakdown, and that is the number of bets you start with. But within 6 months, you can move your farm to at least 200 bets, because you've made provision for the feed. The chick, I hope you've gotten it. The chick, you already make provision for their feed already from the $500. That is the bag of feed that you are getting. That bag of feed you are getting can take care of those chicks for at least 3 to 4 months. 150 kg. If you're in Nigeria, 25 kgs bag of feed, chick starter, can take care of those chicks that you are hatching for at least 6 months. Because you are not starting huge, it's something small. But within 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, you'll be able to get at least 200, 250 chickens in your farm. Okay? Now, that is your startup. So, all what you need is learning. How do I expand? How do I medicate? Now, if you begin to hatch, it's very, very important to vaccinate your chicks. Most people think it's not necessary to vaccinate local chickens, but based on my own experience, it's very, very important to vaccinate your chicks following a simple procedure, a simple chart. Day 1, you can choose to go with Gumboro. Day 7, you go to the first Newcastle. Day 14, you go to the second Newcastle. Then day 21, you can go to Fowlpox. Depending on the disease outbreak that is common in your area. Okay? So it's good to vaccinate your birds. So you must have it at the back of your mind that if you begin to hatch, then you may be vaccinating, and then you make provision. Vaccination or the drug or the vaccine is not that expensive. You can afford it from your startup. Okay? It's just something small. You can even get it from the eggs that you are selling, the small eggs that you are sorting out and selling. You can use that amount of money to get the vaccine for the birds. Okay? So guys, that is how you can actually start your farm with just $500. That is the breakdown. Okay? I'll proceed to give you insight to what to do if you begin to hatch, because that one is a complete process on its own. But the starting up, that is the simplest way to start. 300 cedis for the structure. $300. I said cedis. $300, which is around 3,500 Ghana cedis for the structure. If you're in Nigeria, it's around 500k to 600k, 600,000 naira. That is the amount you spend on the structure. Then the rest of the money, $200. The $100, you invest it into feed. You get 2-layer mash. If you're in Ghana, 250 kgs bag of feed. If you're in Nigeria, 425 kgs bag of feed for the hens that you'll be getting. And then for the chicks, you get 1 bag of 50 kg feed for them, chick starter. If you're in Nigeria, 225 kgs for the chicks. Okay, because you are going to hatch. So the hens, you are investing $100, which can get you at least 12, depending on your location. I don't know whether Nigerians can get more birds from the $100, but in Ghana, sizable hens, you can get at least 10 to 12, and then a rooster from that $100. Okay, so if a hen is costing you 90 cedis or 80 cedis, 100 cedis, you can get at least 12 hens and then a rooster from that amount. You can get a very good breeding rooster for 120, 150, 180, 200, depending on the rooster and then the size of the rooster too. Okay, so I have different roosters in the house. I have a Leghorn White in the house. I have the Rhode Island Red in the house. Then I have a pure local breed also in the house, which is very sizable. So they cost different. Their cost is different. The Legon White is around 200 cedis, but the actual one that I'm using now is 250 Ghana cedis per rooster. The Rhode Island Red is around 100. I got it 150 Ghana cedis. Then that big boy also, I've gotten it 250 Ghana cedis. So depending on the size and then the kind of breed you are getting will determine the amount for the rooster. So just a rooster, the rooster is only one that will be making the hens, and then that is where your journey begins from. So guys, that is how you start, and I hope you've learned something from this particular stream. I will make sure I'll break the breeding process and then the hatching, the breeding, the brooding, the feeding of the chicks. I'll break them down for you in videos. So all what you need to do is subscribe, follow, share, be active. Be active, just be active, okay? Be active, and then you learn a lot. You learn. If you face any challenge in your farm, guys, if your birds are dying, don't give up. I went through it all. If you are facing a problem, you've lost all your birds, don't give up. If you are also making money, it will come to a time in your farm you'll be making a lot of money from selling eggs, especially if you have like 50, 30, 50, 100 laying hens. It will come to a time you'll be making a lot of money. Guys, that is when you have to reinvest that money into your farm and make sure you expand your farm. You don't just consume that money anyhow, okay? I went through a lot. It will reach a time in your farm, you know, they are local chickens. It will reach a point in your farm, their laying rate will fall because some will become broody. If those times comes, the birds will continue to feed for at least 5 days or a week before they will be out of the broodiness. You have to make provisions for all these things. So all what you need to understand is, guys, just remain neutral and remain positive, okay? And then you make it, you excel. If you enjoy this time with me, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you are new or you just stumble on this particular stream, subscribe, follow. Guys, let's make sure we hit that mark, okay? Now, before we part ways, if you want to support us, for us to get an incubator to help the process, I don't want people, those that want to start the local chicken farm, I don't want them to be buying chicks. Yeah, I want them to be getting the chicks from, because it's not easy to get the parent stock from the communities. It's not easy. You have to move up and down. It's not easy to get the parent stock, the laying hens. It's not easy. So I just want to hatch more so that if I have it at the disposal, we can just give it out to people. Okay, we can just give it out to people that want to start 10, 20, depending on the capacity they want to start with. Okay, without paying a dime. That is the only way you can help. So that is the main goal of this particular channel. Okay, and then we are finding, researching, working around the clock about how we can export to other countries. We are beginning to export to Togo because it's not far from here. So from where I'm residing, from Togo, we go to Benin, Nigeria next, then Cameroon, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire. They are our immediate neighboring countries, which we can do deliveries. I'm working around the clock for the people in Kenya, Uganda, and Co. Okay, but it's not easy. The process is not easy. So guys, if you would like to support us with an incubator, we will be very happy. The community will be very happy if you can get us with at least 500 capacity incubator or 1000 capacity incubator. The community will be very, very happy. We will grow fast than what we think. And also this YouTube channel, we are making some coins out of it. So guys, let's continue to share, let's continue to support. If you would like to donate something in our live streams, our hands, our rooms, our doors are open. Support us, give us something, $5, $10, $15, $20, any amount of money you want to support us with. Guys, you are welcome. Okay, so this is where we will part ways. And I would like to give a shout out to some people. Nana from US, Esther, Mauli, Israel, Obidex, my big mama. Guys, I love you all. If I did not mention your name, it's a long time you join the stream and leave your name so that I can keep records of your name. So when you join, make sure to leave your name. Even if you stumble on this particular video after the stream, leave your name in a comment section. I'll keep record of it and then I'll give you a shout out. Okay. Also, if you start your farm or if you have a local chicken farm, open a handle for it, either on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. Just open a handle so that we can equally follow and learn and educate people about how to do this and do it profitably. Okay. So guys, I love you. This is where we part ways. I'll see you in another wonderful one like this. Bye bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.